My name is Gus Montgomery, DMD Real Estate Group.
Johnathan Snider, Father's Inspection.
So the home inspection process, probably one of the most stressful parts of the home buying process for the buyers. Jonathan, would you agree?
100%.
And I think it's mostly based off the lack of knowledge, not knowing what goes into the home buying process. And you have a lot of things going through your head when you're buying a home. So we're gonna do a home inspection, walk you through the process to give you peace of mind going forward. Jonathan, you ready to go?
When you are.
Hey, yo, Jack.
What's one of the first things you'll look for in the home inspection?
So the first thing I look for is from the foundational walls out, and that includes foundational walls, drainage problems, stuff like that. For instance, this house, I see a good portion of the foundational walls here. I look for typical cracks, anything that's possibly a problem. I also look for the drainage issues around the house, make sure that it's sloping away, stuff like that. I also check for here. You can see how there's a body strap right there. That typically has problems when it lifts up the sidings and causes additional issues there.
Okay, so this foundation's in good shape?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's great news for the buyers.
100%.
So Jonathan, the roof, that's a big part of the inspection process. What are some of the things you look for?
So in the roof, I always look at the gutters, the actual operation of the shingles, make sure that they're all in good condition, whether they're missing, cracked, or missing granules on them. If they're lifting, moss buildup, you know, the list goes on and on.
I bet it does. I noticed that you have a drone for the roof part of it. Okay, can you explain that?
So the drone helps me in a lot of ways. It allows me to get closer, get a digital zoom of it, take pictures, as well as keep my safety in mind. So for instance, this house is 2 stories. It would hurt if I fell.
Absolutely, that'd be a long fall. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
So my drone allowed me to take pictures and video of missing shingles, cracking in the top of the roof along the peaks, and also a lot of granules missing. So this roof is a little bit older. The homeowner should probably be budgeting to replace it within the next 5 to 10 years. So this is the furnace of the house. It produces all the hot and the cold air, as long as there's an AC or heat pump attached. In here, I always check to see if it's dirty, whether the flames are producing properly. So I'll hold this button down and then make sure that that everything functions properly. So I always check for an on-off switch and then a gas shut-off.
Okay, and how's this one looking?
Everything's in proper working order, but it is a little dirty, so I would recommend a duct cleaning service on this one.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Jonathan, we have the water here. What are some things that you look for when you're inspecting this?
So first thing I always check when I walk up to the water heater is whether it has the foundational straps. So it's supposed to require 2. Typically there's one on the top and one about a third away from the bottom. So I always check the TPS valve as well, make sure that it's functioning properly, that it's done properly, and that it's actually there. A lot of the times it's not. If it's gas, I always check the top flue, and then I always check to make sure that it's how old it is and whether it's rusting out or not.
Okay, and what's the typical lifespan of a water heater?
So manufacturers make water heaters last 7 to 10 years. Seem as old as 20 to 25, still functioning, but usually at that point I would start recommending that they be replaced.
Okay, if it technically does expire or is past its lifespan, what are some of the drawbacks of having an old water heater?
There's not really drawbacks. The only problem is usually they'll start rusting out and you'll notice that they're leaking and you'll get a wet floor pretty quick.
Okay, that's not good. Okay, awesome. What are some things that you look for in the inside of the house?
So I always look around the kitchen, living room, dining room, stuff like that. I always make sure that there's a smoke detector, usually 1 per floor, as well as a carbon monoxide detector. This house doesn't have a carbon monoxide detector, so I would definitely recommend that before the appraiser came.
Yeah, because with the appraisal of the house, you have to have a carbon monoxide detector in it, otherwise they won't appraise it, so that's really important for buyers to know.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. What are some things that you look for when you inspect the bathroom?
Bathrooms are always super important. You'll find lots of issues or none at all. Sometimes I'll find caulking that's missing around the top of the shower, around the bottom of the shower, or cracked, especially around the sink. Then I always check the drains around the sink to make sure that they're not corrugated and that they're actually hooked up properly. I also check the toilet, make sure that it's secured to the floor properly and that there's no water damage underneath or the flooring.
So Jonathan, why is a home inspection important?
I believe a home inspection is important because you're walking into a house and you're seeing it, hey, this is really beautiful, they took really good care of it, but you're not seeing behind the scenes. You're not seeing the missing caulking, the damaged drywall, all of that other fun stuff that you're not going to learn for until you've lived in the house for a minimum of a year.
What kind of things do you look for in the home inspection?
So I look for lots of different things. I start from the outside, foundational walls, typical cracks, stuff like that, drainage problems. Then I go to the roof, look for missing shingles, the condition of the roof, as well as any missing parts or not. Chimney, exterior walls, and then I go room by room and check outlets, light fixtures, windows, and the list goes on and on. So, and furnaces, water tanks, I mean, just about everything.
That's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Okay. So Jonathan, we're in the sales market, and a lot of buyers are waiving their inspection, get their offer accepted. What would you recommend to buyers that are waiving their inspection?
So, the recommendation to the buyers that are waiving their inspection, I always recommend getting an inspection just for your personal knowledge. So even after you buy the house, I recommend getting a home inspection every 3 to 5 years, so you know what's going on with your house, condition of everything, as well as how things are progressing or degressing.
Have you ever inspected a perfect home?
I would have to say no to that one. So there's always something wrong with the house, you know, anytime from a typical foundational crack to missing caulking, siding installed incorrectly, you know, things that you can do better and make better work.
So the perfect home does not exist?
No.
It does not. Oh man, that's too bad. Okay.